Why be ordinary when you can be flamboyant? Panchaka Radio. Be flamboyant.
Good evening, and here are the major stories for today. Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has declared his intent for a second term in office. The state governor picked the second term nomination form this Monday in Abuja. Governor Ambode, who is running under the All Progressives Congress Party, was received by the party's National Legal Advisor Babatunde Ogala and the National Organizing Secretary Emma Ibediro at the party secretariat. The presidency has denied claims that President Muhammadu Buhari's refusal to assent to the Electoral Act Amendment Bill of 2018 is due to his disapproval of the e-voting and the use of card readers in the upcoming 2019 general elections. Senior Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Garuba Shehu, while dismissing the allegations, explained that the issue of e-voting and use of card readers was never a reason for the President's decision to decline assent to the bill, since the Independent National Electoral Commission's adoption of e-voting reforms is enshrined in the 2015 Amendment Act to the Electoral Reform Act. According to Shehu, the President was awaiting clarification on some ill-prepared and flawed parts of the bill, for which corrections were needed to be made before his assent. Meanwhile, President Buhari will on Tuesday, September 11, collect his presidential nomination and expression of interest forms. The president would receive his APC 2019 re-election forms at the new banquet hall of the Presidential Villa, Abuja, at about 11:30, according to reports. A socio-political group, the Nigeria Consolidation Ambassadors Network, NCAN, bought the form on behalf of the president last Wednesday and would be presenting it to him tomorrow. The Osun State government has announced Tuesday, September 11, as a public holiday to commemorate the new Islamic year 1440 AD. Commissioner for Home Affairs Adebisi Obawale, in a statement made available today, urged Muslims and people of different faiths to abstain from sinful practices for a new life and conducts that would add value to the state and the country at large. Obawale also enjoined residents of the state to continue to live in harmony and peace with religious tolerance and understanding. Governor Rauf Aregbesol's administration had since inception celebrated Hijrah as a public holiday. The Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party has set up a committee to liaise with all 12 aspirants to ensure the emergence of a consensus candidate ahead of its presidential primaries scheduled for October. The development comes as the board has issued a warning to its members against relating with any of the aspirants to avoid creating an impression of favoritism. Chairman of the board, Walid Jibrin, said the decision was taken after a meeting held recently, noting that all members had been advised to always maintain their honor and integrity as the conscience of the party, to remain neutral and never sponsor or lead aspirants to visits and rallies as was done during the last convention. Jibrin also disclosed that the tenure of the current executive has been extended for an additional 5 years. And the All Progressives Congress has reopened sale and submission of nomination forms for Osun State. The party, in a statement by its acting National Publicity Secretary, Yekini Nabena, and released this Monday, said it will reopen the sale and submission of nomination forms for various elective positions in the state from Monday, September 24 to Wednesday, September 26. The statement further announced that screening of aspirants from the state will start from Tuesday, October 2 till Saturday, October 6. In international news, reports say an armed group has stormed the Tripoli headquarters of the National Oil Corporation in Libya. Witnesses say security forces clashed with the armed men at the landmark building in the center of the city, and blast and gunfire was heard. A security official at the site said at least 2 staff members and 2 gunmen have been killed in the attack. Last week, the United Nations announced that a truce between warring militias had been agreed in the capital. It is not yet clear who carried out today's attack. The World Meteorological Organization has predicted a 70% chance of a recurrence of the El Nino weather event before the end of this year. The last El Nino occurred in 2015 to 2016 and impacted weather patterns around the world. Researchers say they are not expecting this year's event to be as intense as that. According to the WMO, climate change is influencing the traditional dynamics of this weather event. The El Nino, or Southern Oscillation, to give its proper title, is a natural event that involves fluctuating ocean surface temperatures in the Pacific which influences the weather all over the world. The 2015 to 2016 El Nino was one of the strongest ever recorded and had an impact on global temperatures, which saw the year 2016 enter the record books as the warmest year ever. And evacuations have been ordered as the U.S. East Coast braces for Hurricane Florence in what may be the strongest storm to hit the region in decades. South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia have declared states of emergency, and residents are stocking up on essential supplies. Officials say Florence is now a Category 4 storm with 130 mm per hour wind and gaining strength. Florence, which was 1,200 miles southeast of Cape Fear, North Carolina, on Monday morning, started the day as a Category 2 storm. It is expected to strike the Carolinas by Thursday. In business, Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Tunde Fowler, says the agency will soon freeze bank accounts of defaulting taxpayers earning billions in Nigeria. The FIRS boss, while speaking at a forum in Lagos, said over 6,000 of such defaulting billionaire taxpayers have been identified by the service, leveraging on banks' data. Most of the affected taxpayers, according to Fowler, have no tax identification number or have the number and have not filed any tax returns. He noted that the agency is also paying close attention to account auditing, stressing that till date, the agency has raised an assessment of over 805 billion naira from 1,324 national audits, out of which 499 taxpayers have 219 billion naira. He therefore called for support from banks in order to fish out the bank accounts of the erring billionaires. MTN Nigeria has sought an injunction from the Federal High Court restraining the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Attorney General of the Federation from taking further action against the company over allegations of illegal funds repatriation, among others. In a statement issued this Monday, the telecoms company reiterated that the allegations were false and that it had decided to head to court in order to protect its assets and shareholders' rights within the confines of the law. The CBN had alleged improper dividend repatriations by MTN Nigeria and requested that $8.1 billion be returned to the coffers of the Apex Bank. The Attorney General, on the other hand, had also alleged unpaid taxes on foreign payments and imports of up to $2 billion, asking that the taxes be paid back to the federal government. But MTN in a statement rejected the claims, saying that it had paid all dues and taxes. In entertainment, American singer John Legend has made history by becoming the first black man to reach the EGOT status after his Emmy win on Sunday night. The 39-year-old has joined the select group of people to win an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and a Tony, considered the holy grail of performance awards. The Emmy win for Jesus Christ Superstar also saw Lord Andrew Lloyd Webber and Sir Tim Rice reach the EGOT status. Legend is the joint youngest person to receive the accolade. American musical songwriter Robert Lopez also received the status weeks after his 39th birthday in March of 2014. John Legend turned 30 in December, meaning Lopez is still the youngest winner. In sports, the Ilorin University Medical Students Association, ILUMSA, has emerged the overall winner of the 17th Nigerian Medical Association NIMSA Games. According to the university's weekly bulletin issued this Monday, the team also won the football final, defeating the University of Benin Medical Students Association by a lone goal. ILUMSA garnered 41 medals comprising 16 gold, 15 silver and 10 bronze, while the University of Benin Medical Students Association, UBEMSA, came second with 15 gold, 16 silver and 19 bronze medals. The Association of Medical Students of the University of Lagos claimed the third spot with 14 gold, 8 silver and 13 bronze medals. Tottenham midfielder Dele Alli is withdrawn from the England squad for Tuesday's friendly against Switzerland with a minor muscle strain. Ali suffered the injury in Saturday's 2-1 Nations League defeat by Spain. The 22-year-old will be treated by his club rather than joining the squad at Leicester's King Power Stadium, reports say. And Serena Williams' claims of sexism in the US Open final have been backed by the governing body of women's tennis. WTA Chief Executive Steve Simon said the umpire showed Williams a different level of tolerance over Saturday's outburst than if she had been a man. Simon in a statement said the WTA believes there should be no difference in the standards of tolerance provided to the emotions expressed by men versus women. He also called for coaching to be allowed across the sport. Umpire Carlos Ramos penalized Williams after seeing her coach Patrick Muratoglu making a hand gesture. The Frenchman later admitted he was trying to coach his player. Williams, who is 36, was fined $17,000 out of a $1.85 million prize money for code violations that included calling Ramos a liar and thief. Those are the major stories for today. I am Binta, Bhadmus.
Why be ordinary when you can be flamboyant? One Checker Radio. Be flamboyant.